you can turn anything that you imagine in your mind into a reality if you just move forward and believe.
Yeah, you got to believe first.
Yeah, you do. You have to believe. So I'm telling you, go ahead and move, act now, stop waiting, don't procrastinate, don't think about it no more. Just go ahead and just do it, because I'm telling you, you're going to look back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and you're going to be like, oh my God, look how far I have come.
Said I will be magnificent, I will be better than I ever been. Yeah, I will amaze me. True to myself, they can't change me.
If you have been considering starting a business or just been on the fence about starting a business, today is going to be about you starting that business that you have been dreaming about. So let's get off the fence, because we're going to give you 5 benefits to starting that side gig today. So this is the episode for you. So enjoy.
Let's go.
Now, let's talk about that 5 benefits to starting a business. So, we can share a little bit. We started a business, several years ago, Quick and Easy Tax Solutions, and it was one of the best decisions that we made. So I literally went from working as a financial advisor for one of the largest, financial firms for military professionals in the world. And I did exceedingly well with that firm. However, I loved working for that firm because I was considered an independent contractor of the company, and I still had a lot of freedom and flexibility that I enjoyed. I actually thought I was a business owner, because when I will file my taxes, I will file as self-employed because I received a 1099. And I loved it. I controlled my schedule. It just felt like I had a business. But then one day I got a big eye opener. I realized that, hey, you are an independent contractor you're actually technically an employee of the company. You're not a business owner.
and I use my example. You had the freedom. I worked a W-2 job as an air traffic controller. I didn't control my schedule.
Right.
I didn't control my hours. And, I had the opposite of what you had. Mm-hmm. So you had a lot more freedom than, the average,
I stayed there for many, many years because I loved it. But I think deep in my heart, what I really wanted, I wanted my own business, but this was the closest thing to that. And when I realized that, hey, the same skill set that you're applying for this company, you can do the same thing for your own. And so literally after 5 years of working for that firm, I took a leap of faith and I walked away from that company. And here we are with our own tax company, Quick and Easy Tax Solution. And that business has been doing exceedingly well. So we're just super excited about that. So I want to encourage people, if you have that dream, business idea, and you really want to get it going, just get up and do it now, because time is ticking and you are not getting any closer to your dream the longer you wait and think and ponder. I know you're busy. I know you got children. I know you got a family. I know you got a job that you probably work too many hours, but at the end of the day, you're never going to get to that goal of accomplishing that concept or bringing that concept to reality if you don't go ahead and take that leap of faith. Listen to me. I literally walked away from my job after 5 years, and I was making multiple 6 figures. I was a top advisor for my firm, and I literally walked away from all of that and started from scratch. And I know that if I can do it, you definitely can too. So let's talk about it. So the first benefit in starting a business is the higher earning potential. So I think that that's a good place to start, because like I said, I was actually considered in the high income for the firm that I was working for.
Yeah.
However, I literally, sometimes I must have really had a lot of faith because I when I think about it, when I look back on it, I just literally walked away from a high paying career to start something from scratch, no customers, no client, zero. But I think what made it so much easier for me is that I had a fabulous business partner over there that, that say, he walked alongside with me and said, let's do this together. Yeah. And I think that that's probably what made it easier.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I use, for example, it was easy for me to walk away from my job. I was only making $40 an hour.
Only?
So I wasn't making the multiple 6 figures a year.
Okay.
So we felt your income. My income was
Well, yeah, well, we were doing all right. We lived within our means, so that's is what was helpful. So, but part of that, earning higher potential income. So the reason why it is so advantageous for a person to start their own business or go ahead and move out on that dream or get that side gig started, like make it official. Let it no longer be a side gig. Just go ahead and make it official, right?
Yeah.
But the potential that you can earn is unlimited. That's what I love about having your own business, starting your own business, is that you dictate how much you want to earn. Every single year, we sit down before tax season start and we run our own projections of what our goals are, how much do we want to accomplish this year. And we've been able to accomplish our goals just because we understand what you need to do to be able to do that. And so a person, if you're concerned or you're maybe even fearful of the, simple fact that you don't want to lose the income because you may be in fear of your bills or your livelihood, how you're going to be able to survive. But I would say if that's the case, if you're a 2-income household, it could be a little bit easier because you can have at least the one income that you can rely on while one kind of step out and get things going. If you're on a 1-income household, I know that can get a little bit more stickier. This one is going to come with a little bit more planning. Putting money aside and maybe, starting like part-time, and you have to like really be more methodical and a little bit more strategic, but you still can absolutely do it because at the end of the day, once you get your business up to where you can replace the income you were making on your job, then you have reached, you've made freedom for yourself.
And then when you have a job, I use, my job, I couldn't control how many hours I get.
Mm-hmm.
One week I might get, make 6,000, and next week they might want to cut my hours in. I made 5,000 and 4,000. So either way, I had no control over that.
Right.
When you have your own business, you get to control your own hours and decide how much you want to make.
Absolutely, absolutely. Usually in the beginning, you're gonna put in the time. You got to put in the grind. You got to do it. You got to do the work, because if you're trying to replace your income and you're trying to have that financial freedom in a sense, you got to put in that time. But it's worth it because at the end of the day, you feel like, man, I did this. Yeah. And that's just amazing in itself.
And it's for someone else.
That's right. It's for you and
You're
not for yourself.
You're accomplishing your dream, not someone else's dream.
That's right. That's absolutely right. I felt something when you said that.
Yeah, baby. I'm pushing you.
Yes, I felt something when you said that. So yeah, that's absolutely true. So the next point, so number 2, the reason why you want to go ahead and get that side gig, turn that side gig into a reality, into a full-blown business, is because you actually get an opportunity to work on the thing that you love. So if you're struggling with trying to figure out what type of business you want to do, well, let's start with, what do you like to do? What do you do naturally? What is your gifts? Everyone has a gift, right? And sometimes people just do it, for free. They'll do it free of charge, no cost. They don't care, I just love it. I love to keep children. I love to braid hair. Oh, I just love to make things or draw, whatever it is that you love to do. You can actually.
It's just a hobby.
Yeah, it's just a hobby, but you can actually turn that into the thing you love to do. You can turn that into a business. Yeah. And it's a win-win for you because, one, you're still doing the thing that you enjoy doing, but now you actually get paid for doing it.
I got an aunt that counts her steps, and she loves to walk. Now, she can easily turn that into a walk-in, someone else's pet service.
Right.
Because she loves to do it anyway. She's going to do it without the pet anyway. Mm-hmm. So imagine if she was getting paid to do what she loves to do anyway.
Wow, I think that's awesome. Well, first of all, kudos to Aunt for liking to walk. First of all, any type of, exercise that you love to do, I like the hats off to them. So I think that's simply amazing. So, yeah. So the third thing that the reason why you want to go ahead and get that side gig into an actual business and get that off the ground is you get to control your own schedule. And that was the thing why I stayed with my firm so long. I stayed with my firm for, there were other benefits to staying for the firm for the time that I did. There was some growing I need to do, some things I need to learn, a whole lot of stuff. But essentially what attracted me to it is that I had control. And I love the fact whenever I can control my own schedule. It won me for the simple fact that we still had young children, still in school. And so I was more concerned about being able to, if my daughter has something going on at her school, an awards program or something going on, I wanted to be there as a mom.
Yeah.
And so to me, to be able to have that control where I don't have to ask someone for permission to find out, is there, am I, what is it called? You know it on the job where, you have to, seniority.
Yeah, seniority.
Yeah. Do I have the seniority to be able to take leave at this time, so I can be there for my child?
That's pretty much what I was going to bring up. First you want to plan your vacations around the kid's schedule.
Right.
So let's say they on spring break. Your schedule is free because you control your schedule.
Right.
But then I got to see if I can get off to join the family on a cruise that they've already scheduled. And let's say, Bob has already put in his time for that. He's already put in for Thanksgiving and the kids are out for Thanksgiving.
Right.
I might not get Thanksgiving off. So let me try for Christmas. Jill has already put in for Christmas. So even though you control your schedule, the kids are out of school for 2 weeks. I still can't get off because Jill has already put in for Christmas.
I know, that whole thing, I'm telling you, it's a little disheartening. So I'm going to tell you the absolute truth. I remember when I used to work for a credit union, right?
Yeah.
And this was one of the most disheartening moments that I ever had as an adult. So you got to think, I'm an adult woman, right? And I think it was one of your relatives. They were getting married.
Yeah.
And listen, you and the kids actually went to the wedding, and I had to stay behind because I couldn't get the time off my job. And literally, when I tried to put the time in, it got rejected because someone else already had the time off those same days. And so because I didn't have seniority, I couldn't go. And so literally, I would never forget that moment. I would never forget how that made me feel.
Yeah.
I would never forget that. And I think I quit after that.
You did, because, we look at the pictures, and you can see everybody in the picture but you, because you was working. So we always reminded of that time that you missed.
Yeah.
So when we came back from the wedding, we were all talking about it. You was like, you know what? I quit.
I know. I literally, that job, I quit because I just, it was just too disheartening. And I just, it's just, I understand, scheduling and needing staff and all of that, but it's just pretty difficult when you don't have that freedom. So that is the third benefit and reason why you should turn that side gig into a reality, because you have absolute control and freedom of your own schedule, and you don't have to have those type of worries anymore. So the fourth reason why you want to start a business and get that side gig off the ground is because you can be innovative and creative. Ooh, and I'm very creative. I'm innovative. Oh my gosh. Now, so this is amazing in itself because literally you have taken a concept, or something that you have imagined in your mind, right? Yeah. You take your imagination from concept to reality, and you can be able to be as innovative as you want. So, I'm inspired by a lot of people, but I have to honestly say one of the people, not all, but just one of the people that I am very inspired by is Steve Jobs, right? Yeah. I just love how he literally took something that didn't even exist, right? It didn't even exist.
Yeah.
And he turned something, he didn't even know how to make it a reality, but he was able to rally the people that he needed that had the smarts to be able to bring his vision into a reality, and was able to produce and bring something to the world that never even exists. That is the power of being innovative and creative. And I just absolutely love, the fact that I feel like you're in a sense kind of tapping into some of your supernatural ability.
And that's biblical. The Bible tells us that you can have exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or even imagine.
Yes.
When we first started our tax business, you said, you know what I want to do for our clients? I want to send them on a vacation stay.
Yeah.
At that time, I haven't met a tax service that sends people on vacation just for doing business with them.
Right.
But because of what you thought of, now we're able to send people to Las Vegas, Cancun, Orlando, just for doing their taxes with us.
That's right. That's
So
right.
you pretty much a Steve Jobs in our family.
Ooh, look at that. Thank you, dear. But no, it's literally so, yeah, what I've learned is there's always, all things are possible. Really, it really is. You know, all things, there's nothing that you can imagine that cannot happen.
Yeah.
You know, like you can turn anything that you imagine in your mind into a reality, you know, if you just move forward and believe.
Yeah, you got to believe first.
Yeah, you do. You have to believe. So I'm telling you, you know, go ahead and move, act now, stop waiting, don't procrastinate, don't think about it no more. Just go ahead and just do it, because I'm telling you, you're going to look back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and you're going to be like, oh my God, look how far I have come.
Yeah, some people get stuck on the how and they never move past that.
Oh yeah, don't even worry about the how. You know what? Because faith, you know, they said, you know, faith is the evidence of things hoped for. So first you got to have hope, you know, and then you got to have faith.
Yeah.
You know, so that's it. Because at the end of the day, if you have faith and you're walking out in faith, you really don't know the how. Yeah. No one knows the how when you're walking in faith. Yeah. Like, you're just literally walking in faith. And sometimes they say, you know, it's blind faith, but it's really just a belief. It's a belief in yourself. It's a belief in God. It's a belief, you know, in your principles. It's a belief. Yep. And so you are literally taking that and you are, you know, you're moving out. Yeah. And for some strange reason, I don't know how it works out, but it just works out. It just seems like when you start moving forward, the how just begins to start unfolding automatically on its own.
Yeah, I always have enough faith, the how will come.
Yeah, I always use this example. So Michael Jackson, the Billie Jean video, I've used this example before, but like on his video, I just thought it was so cool because it's like, I don't know if you remember the scene on the video. Now maybe I'm telling my age now, but on the video, it's like he's walking on the sidewalk and the ground lights up. You know, and then it's like every time before he takes the next step, the next square lights up. And I look at that that's exactly how it is. When you're walking along this journey, when you're walking in faith, it's just like, all you got to do is just keep moving forward and that next square will light up. Yeah. And then once you see that next square, you step on that next square and then the next square will light up. And that's literally how it is. You're being led, you're being guided, you know, as you go along this journey. So I mean, I just love that. So anyway, yes. So the fifth reason, and this is probably one of our favorite reasons why you need to go ahead and get that side gig going and turn it into a reality, is because tax advantages.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Now this is your baby right here.
Yeah, this is my favorite one.
Yeah, this is your baby right here.
I mean, like I said, if you have a W-2, let's say you make $100,000 a year, and you pay your $10,000. You know, they want you to pay your tithes, so you pay your $10,000 to Uncle Sam. You broke even. You don't owe Uncle Sam nothing, but you don't receive anything. If you have a business, now you get advantages to certain write-offs to get that $10,000 back into your pocket.
Right.
That's the benefits of having a business.
Right.
So you want to get all of the write-offs instead of just working and paying all this money out, and then you get nothing for it. At least, you know, get these advantages that you can apply towards your business.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Because at the end of the day, especially if you are a W-2 worker and you're making, you know, like you're making a lot of money and you're paying a lot in taxes. As we have said before, W-2 workers don't get no love on taxes. You're gonna pay the most in taxes.
You're in the worst tax bracket.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna feel it the most, you know. But if you go ahead and turn that side gig into a reality, you know, turn it into a full-blown business, you know, or even if it's just a side gig, you know, we can work with that too, okay? Come see us at Quick and Easy Tax Solutions. We can help you with that too, you know, but at the end of the day, the goal is we want to help you be able to save as much money as possible on taxes by maximizing all of the deductions that you're entitled to. But when you start a business, you actually access a whole nother category. I would say a whole list of deductions that you can get into just by starting a business. So it is super tax advantage for you to start that side gig. And I just hope that, you know, we said something today that would encourage someone to say, hey, let's go ahead and just get this thing going.
Yep, and if you need help starting that business, I know just the girl for you.
Yeah, or even that, we have a course. We have a free course. Listen, a free video course. And this is a very, easy step-by-step course that you can be able to take and be able to learn how to turn that side gig into reality the right way. And I literally walk you through in this course how to do that, what you need to do. And guess what? Even the steps that you take is probably not going to cost you hardly anything to get that business up off the ground. So if you want to know more about that, how to access the free course, I would say go ahead, first subscribe to this channel and then leave us a comment and we will reach out to you, I promise, and show you how to get access to that course. So
again, like I always say, listen, learn it, apply it.
Absolutely. So thank you again for listening to another episode of Build a Better Business with the Floyd.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Until next time, we look forward to talking to you and we hope that you apply this information.
I will be. Yeah, I was born to be magnificent, everyday great, far above average, maverick, no magic, his faith and works, his blessings